We're allowed to use a calculator in this course, but there's some arithmetic that's actually quicker to do in our head if we know some of the rules and shortcuts. For instance, multiplying and dividing by factors of 10 just boils down to sliding the decimal place either to the right or to the left. In example 7 part A, we're multiplying by 100, which is a factor of 10 that has 2 zeros. Since it has 2 zeros, we're going to take that decimal place and slide it to the right 2 places, meaning that 12.7688 times 100 is going to be 1,276.88. So multiplying by factors of 10, we just slide the decimal place to the right once for each zero. If we're dividing, then we again look at how many zeros we have. In this case, we're dividing by 10, which has 1 0. So we shift the decimal place, instead of to the right, we shift it to the left by 1 place, meaning 52.8741 will be equal to, divided by 10 will be equal to 5.28741. So multiplying by factors of 10, the decimal place moves to the right because our number is getting bigger. If we're dividing by factors of 10, that's making the numbers smaller, so we move that decimal place to the left. We also want to note here that 52.8741 divided by 10 is the same thing as that number divided by 10 over 1, which means we can rewrite this as 52.8741 times the reciprocal of that fraction. So dividing by 10 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/10. And 1/10 can be rewritten as a decimal as 0.1. So if we have a number multiplied by 1/10, 1/100th, 1/1000th, now what we do is look at how many decimal places we have. In this case, we have 1 decimal place, which would tell us we're going to move that decimal 1 place to the left. So multiplying by tenths, hundredths, thousandths follows the same rule as dividing by 10, dividing by 100, dividing by 1,000. We look at how many decimal places there are, how many place values there are after the decimal, and move the decimal place to the left that many places. In part C, we can apply that same idea. We're dividing by 1,000, which means we're going to move the decimal place 3 places to the left. So we move it once, and we're already at the beginning of that number, meaning we have to start putting in placeholder values for those additional moves. So our answer in this case would be 0.005891. 11 in this case. And then in part D, we're multiplying by a factor of 10 again. So we're going to move the decimal place to the right 3 places. Again, we don't have enough digits to do that, so we'll put in some placeholder values. We could do this a little bit more neatly. 4.2 times 1,000, we'll move this once, twice, 3 times to get 4,200. Or 4,200 is that number once we multiply by 1,000. But again, in each case, we're either moving the decimal place to the left or to the right, depending on whether we're multiplying or dividing by factors of 10, based off how many zeros, or if we're looking at multiplying by decimals, how many place values we have after the decimal place.